Well, hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Rum O'Clock. And when I feel like a clock all at the same time, I hope it's Rum O'Clock for you. And everybody's all aflutter. Everybody is all aflutter because it's Pearls of Wisdom season prediction time. I got a letter from Terry Bradshaw. He says, we are so excited in our family for the Pearls of Wisdom prediction. We gather around our Pearls of Wisdom tree that we drape our Pearls of Wisdom necklaces around, and we eat tons of sausage and drink copious amounts of rum. Well, that is wonderful. I am glad you've made such a wonderful tradition of such a great event, Mr. Terry Bradshaw, from from the Okanagan. He's from the Okanagan, right on, buddy? Okay, let's get at her, shall we? Oh, by the way, on Pearls of Wisdom Day, you must make sure, prediction day, you must make sure you're well lubed, boys and girls. No chafing, be well lubed. Oh, Jaime's body lube, of course. I don't even need to say that anymore, do I? Because you guys know that already. Okay, we're going to go with the Eastern Conference here first. And some, I don't know if there might be some surprises for you, boys and girls, on who I pick. Last year, by the way, I picked Columbus to make the playoffs. I was accurate on most of my predictions on who was going to make the playoffs, except for I went with my heart and the Detroit Red Wings, and that was foolish. So I'm going to try not to use my heart at all anymore. I find things go a lot better for me if I just am heartless. Yeah. Okay. In the Atlantic Division, top three, I believe, in this order, and be the Toronto Maple Leafs top in that division. Uh, Matthews, Marner, Nylander, it's just sickness, pure sickness. You got Shoshnikov as one of your 13th, 14th forwards. You're doing all right. People say they need a little help on D. I think their D is plenty good enough, especially their goaltending. I think Anderson's going to really come out this year and show people what he's all about. Tampa Bay Lightning, um, picking up Sergachev for Drouin, you will see this year, was a fantastic move. I think he could be a Calder. He's definitely going to be a candidate. He could win it. Uh, I love the guy. I just love him. I would have picked him ahead of Puyarvi, and I would have picked him ahead of Kachuk. I can't believe he slid down as far as he did. Buffalo is going to kick their ass if they took Nylander instead of Sergachev. I bet. Talking about that, surprise, surprise, boys and girls, my third in the Atlantic is the Buffalo Sabres. Uh, they have bolstered up their defense this year, and I think, as much as he's kind of a jerk, Lehner is a fantastic goaltender. Yes, he's arrogant and he's kind of a prick, but a lot of good goaltenders have been like that. Hello, Patrick Roy, and got their teams to do great things. Their forward depth is fantastic, though. They have done a really good job in that regard, and a lot of their players now are reaching that basically no longer young anymore. They're just getting over the cusp of being young, and you got Eichel for a full year. I just have a feeling you're going to see some special things out of this team. Not to mention you have, what's his name that just came in? Should have been a general manager a long time ago, Botterill. And I'm pretty sure he'll find a way to shore up the defense if necessary. The trade he did with Minnesota was fantastic, and I think that alone will help them enough to get them in this year. In the Metro, I got to put the Penguins on the top. You've got they basically bringing back the same forward. The fact that they have Gunsel on that team, that they got that draft pick and him on that team is just nuts. To have that much forward depth and throw him in there too, and they signed Sheary. Letang's back, Schultz is back, Mata. I mean, it is a really stacked. And Murray. I mean, Murray may show to be the best defenseman in the league next year. Maybe even better than Price. So, yeah, I'd say for sure they're going to be first in the East, I would say. Jackets, Tortorella is a fantastic coach. He's going to have these guys working their balls off. They got great forward depth. Forget about Duchesne. Screw it. Keep your defense. You got great defense. Unless, if you can get him for Murray and maybe some Dubinsky in a first or something like that, maybe think about it. But I wouldn't be trying to as hard as it seems like they are. New York Rangers is who I have third, and a lot of people are just as surprised by this pick from me as they would be for the Buffalo Sabres because, of course, they lost Stepan. But I think Hayes is going to come out this year. I think you're going to see him even over Zibanejad. I like him a lot. He's reached that point of maturity that he can go over the top now, and I think he's going to do it. Getting Shattenkirk for that defense was fantastic. Gordon shored up their defense well. You still got the King. I think for sure they'll come third, and I think they could do some damage in the playoffs this year, boys and girls. Then the wild cards are the Capitals and the Hurricanes. Yes, the Capitals, but I don't think that's much of a surprise after all the stuff that they lost, the players that they lost. Their defense took a huge hit. They still have Holtby. I still think they have the capabilities of doing something. They have some young players that could surprise this year, or even Vrana shouldn't be a surprise anymore, and he looks like one hell of a player. So they should have enough to make the playoffs. The Hurricanes, I don't even think that's a surprise anymore. It seems like most of the prognosticators are a lot of them are putting them in, mainly because they have possibly the best defense in the East this year with all these young players that they've been grooming for quite some time. So that's basically the reason I'm picking him. Also, I think Ward is a better goaltender than people give him credit for. He's just played on some really young teams. He's not a great goaltender, but he's not bad. And Darlene did a hell of a job in Chicago when he was there. It's yet to see if he has the legs this year, or if he's ever going to have the legs to be a number one. But if I would have definitely selected him, and I think he's going to be okay. That's why I'm putting them here. Well, there you go. That's my playoff predictions for the East this year. As far as who was going to be worse than that, a lot of people like Ottawa. Ottawa was tough not to put in here. Such a heart and soul team. I hate to not put them in here, but if they took out anybody, it would be the Capitals. But I think the Capitals are just a little too strong for Ottawa. The other one is the Islanders. Islanders could surprise. Hosang, and I love this Beauvillier kid that they have. Unfortunately, even with Pulock replacing, what's his name? Names. Hamonic, I just don't think their defense has got it this year. Also, Halak and Grice are not really what you call playoff caliber goaltending, so that's the reason why I didn't put them in there. Anyways, boys and girls, that's my full 42%. And I don't know what you do on your Pearls of Wisdom Day prediction celebrations, but I hope you have a good one. I'm going to go grab myself a few more rums, and that's about it. Have a great day, everyone. Lots of love to ya.